You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Saturday the 30th of May, 2026. It is 71 days after the spring equinox. It is 22 days before the summer solstice. In today's episode, Joan of Arc, the first Madison Square Garden, an intrepid subway rider, Fred Korematsu, and Winona Judd. The sun rises today at 5:28 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:53 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:19 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:52 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:33 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute 17 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing gibbous phase and is 99% full at midday. The moon sets today at 4:29 a.m., and then it rises again at 8:14 p.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the wee hours, low tide, 4:21 a.m., 18 centimeters. In the morning, high tide, 10:41 a.m., 1 meter 37. In the afternoon, low tide, 4:11 p.m., 34 centimeters. At night, high tide, 10:33 p.m., 1 meter 65. In our shared realm of plants and animals. Recently, a group of laughing gulls were spotted in Hallett's Cove, joining the ring-billed gulls and the Canada geese. Adult laughing gulls in summer have a deep black hood and red beaks. Their eyes are outlined with white arcs. Their lower bodies are pure white underneath, with medium gray wings tipped in dark gray. The laughing gulls didn't mix with the other birds. Someone had tossed bread into the water, and they flew in wide curves, swooping down without landing to snatch floating morsels. Ring-billed gulls and Canada geese seem so used to each other, and they mingle with ease. But the laughing gulls, like the brant geese that visited a few weeks ago, seem to prefer to keep their own distance. Commemorations. On this day in 1431, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake. She was just 19 years old. The Maid of Orleans was inspired by a mystical vision to take up arms on behalf of the French king during the 100 Years' War against the English. She dressed in men's armor and helped inspire the troops. Once she was captured by the Burgundians, she was handed over to the English. In her trial she was accused of heresy, in part because she wore men's clothes. Remember today La Pucelle, or the Maiden, as she called herself. On this day in 1879, the arena known as Gilmore's Garden was renamed Madison Square Garden by its owner, William Kissam Vanderbilt. The arena had been erected at the corner of Madison Square by P.T. Barnum. Under its new name, it hosted the National Horse Show, sporting events, and conventions. It also housed a velodrome, or bicycle racetrack. That first Madison Square Garden was unfortunately a shoddily built construction. It was replaced by the second garden, designed by Stanford White, in 1890. On this day in 1940, an electric railroad buff, Herman Rinke, rode the entirety of the New York City subway system for a single 5-cent fare. It took him 25 hours. He did it as what he called a sentimental gesture, just 2 days before the 3 subway companies, the IRT, the BMT, and the IND, merged to become our unified subway system. What countries do in times of fear. On this day in 1942, Fred Korematsu was arrested in San Leandro, California. He was a Nisei, a Japanese American, and he refused to cooperate with the internment of the Japanese ordered by President Franklin Roosevelt after Pearl Harbor. He was convicted and sent to a camp in Utah, but he appealed. His case went all the way to the Supreme Court, which ruled against him, citing military urgency. After the war, he sought redress for the people who had been interned, and later presidents made amends. Bill Clinton awarded Korematsu the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1998. Today we wish a happy birthday to Winona Judd, born this day in 1964 in Ashland, Kentucky. With her mother Naomi, she was part of the mother-daughter country music duo, the Judds. They released 7 albums on Curb Records, in addition to 26 singles, of which 14 were #1 hits. In 1991, she went solo, recording another 8 studio albums on her own. Happy birthday, Winona Judd. Today is Mother's Day in Nicaragua. And that is the Observatory, Saturday the 30th of May, 2026.